Hello everybody, welcome to the Rascott Memorial Gymnasium for tonight's WCAL Classic tilt against St. Francis Lancers versus the Serra Padres. I'm Paul Cunningham, joined by Coach Steve Felios. Always a pleasure when we have Coach Felios here to do a game. And Coach, what do you expect here tonight? A typical WCAL barn burner?
Typical WCAL barn burner. The opening round of league the other night showed us that you can't, everything you think is going to happen is never going to happen, and anybody can beat anybody in this league, and it's always going to be intense and action-packed gym, so it should be a lot of fun.
And I'm assuming it's still the same as usual, where you really need to win on your home court.
Absolutely, because very, very difficult, you know, again, with large crowds and packed gyms and cheering sections and everything, it's a lot easier to maintain your focus in your own gym. So I'm sure it's going to be a barn burner, and certainly we're going to see a lot of defense, a lot of aggressive play, and certainly I would imagine some pretty good attacking at the basket as well.
For the Serra Padres, they'll start Sean Watkins, Danny Mahoney, Jimmy Warrer, Corey Cravalho, and Trevor Brown. The Lancers will counter with Christopher Lewis, Casey Douglas, Alex Frazier, Matthew Tripaldi, and Noah Stapes. As the teams meet at midcourt. And we're just about to get this one underway. The tip is up, the Lancers control it, and we're underway. A very loud crowd here tonight for the Lancers as they have come out in force. They will work it around. Tripaldi up top. The sophomore Stapes with the ball. He dishes it off to Douglas. Back to Stapes. They get it down inside. A drive to the hoop. The layup is no good by Frazier. Rebounded, put back is good by Casey Douglas, and the Lancers are on the board.
See right away, very aggressive defense on both sides. Very aggressive man-to-man.
A very loud crowd here tonight. Padres working it around. Lancers in the stolen away. Taken away by Douglas. He gets it back to Lewis. Lewis will bring it up. Christopher Lewis, senior guard. Outside shot on the way is no good. Off the front rim by Douglas. Rebounded by the Padres. Quickly up the floor they come. Work down inside. Shot is up. He is no good by Cravalho. Rebounded by the Lancers. Lewis will bring it up again. 6 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. Shot on the way is good. Matthew Tripaldi hits the first three of the night. Work inside, down low, reverse layup is up and good by Trevor Brown. Nice move by Brown to go underneath. Frazier up top, looks to drive, tries to get it down underneath. It's tipped by a Padre defender. Scramble for the ball, they get it out and away, and up the floor comes Cravalho. Cravalho steps back, dishes off, they'll work it around. Watkins looks to drive, a whistle before he starts the drive, a foul against the Lancers. It'll be on Alex Frazier.
You'll notice once you put your hand on the dribbler, you're going to probably get called for it. They'll let you bump each other when you're away from the ball, but once you have the ball, they're not going to let you put your hands on the dribbler at all.
Danny Mahoney with the ball. Swarming defense by the Lancers. They're quick on D. A three attempt on the way is no good by Mahoney. Rebounded down underneath by Casey Douglas. Down deep. Frazier tries to lay it up, can't get it to go.
Great pass.
A foul on the drive to the hoop. And then Noah Stapes calls Jimmy Warrer up. Here's a look at Warrer.
Aggressive drive to the basket, attacking the basket. He's just got to keep his hands up in the air. By reaching across initially and then swinging down, it's a no-brainer for the referee. That's going to be called. He's got to keep those hands back. Not bad body position, but just the hand position.
Warrer hits the first. Hits them both. Makes it a 1-point ball game, 5-4, 4:45 to go here in the opening quarter. Shot on the way is good by Casey Douglas. Douglas has 4 points.
Serra defender took a little bit of chance there and trying to go for the steal, and it ended up costing him.
Three attempt on the way is no good by Watkins. Rebounded by the Lancers. Lewis gets it over half court. Now a drive to the hoop by Tavalli, dishes off. Left-handed layup attempt is no good, and a whistle. And the foul will be on Corey Cravalho. Better look at it.
Drive there, good power move, a little left hand. He's right-handed, but he's trying to use the left. Good choice using his left. Just got to arc a little bit more. And
a whistle and a foul away from the ball.
Looks like St. Francis has made a decision as a team for tonight's game of attacking the paint a little bit more than they normally do. And that would make sense in that Serra's not a very tall team. And so it's a good strategy. We'll see if it works out for them.
Peter Hewitt comes in to the Lancers. The foul was against the Lancers. It was on Casey Douglas. Backcourt pressure by the Lancers. Lancers now have 2 sophomores in their lineup. And Jimmy Warrer almost dribbled through the whole defense for the layup, but now the 3 attempt on the way is no good. Tipped around and controlled by the Padres. Danny Mahoney with the ball. Mahoney looks to drive. Short jumper on the way is no good. Gets his own putback. A whistle, and he is fouled on the shot. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. Fouls on Alex Frazier.
That's one thing I think will be a key to the game tonight as well. As you can see that the putbacks have been helpful to both teams, and offensive rebounding might be a key to the game. And the ability to keep the offensive rebounds from happening would be key as well, obviously.
Yes.
If you can limit your opponent to just one shot, that obviously is helpful.
Joey Mahanovic has checked in for the Lancers. Mahoney hits them both. It's a 1-point game again. Mahanovic to Stapes. Stapes looks to drive, dishes it back out. They'll work it around. Lewis with a stutter step and a travel.
It's a little bit of impatience there.
He saw an opening and wanted to get there before he took the dribble. Padres with a chance to take a lead here. Roa with the ball. Mahoney thinks about it, then dishes it off. Watkins will take a long 3 and hit it. Sean Watkins Watkins. His first points of the night. That was an NBA three.
A nice stroke. He looked very comfortable with it.
Padres push into the lead for the first time tonight. Hewitt gets it over to Stapes. Looks for a block, gets it back down to Hewitt. Hewitt looks to drive, and a blocking foul called against the Padres. It'll be on number 32, Chris Favetti.
Give him a little bit of room, and
wow,
must be his comfort zone.
Yeah, he buried that.
Some guys have to just, you know, when they get in a rhythm, you got that rhythm dribble going, and you look like he was comfortable with it.
Well, you've had plenty of players in the past who could get into that rhythm, and I remember Sin-Q Carey, one of the drive to the hoop, and a foul is called. A nice drive by Mahanovic, and it will send him to the line to shoot two. Another look.
Looks like he got the defender up and it's standing straight up and down. Instead, they got him out of a stance, and by doing that, got that edge of that step around him, and then it puts the pressure on the defense.
Mahanovic makes it a 1-point lead. Brian Garrett checks in for the Lancers. He comes in place of Noah Stapes. Mahanovic hits them both. Both teams were perfect from the line tonight. 2:10 to go in the first quarter. We're tied at 9. Danny Mahoney gives off to Sean Watkins. Mahoney loses his footing, but able to keep the ball with the Padres. Another long three attempt by Watkins is no good. Tipped around, the Padres have it. They go down deep quickly. Scramble for the ball, nice move. A foul is called prior to.
No, I think it's 3-second violation.
3 second, I'm sorry.
I don't think Favetti left the key that whole time, so I think they finally caught him.
He set up camp
set up a camp, read a book.
Bryce Carbonell into the game for the Lancers. A drive to the hoop, pulled up and stopped. Hewitt to Carbonell. Carbonell tries a three, no good. Tipped around, and the Lancers come down with it. Curtis Witt with the ball. Give to Hewitt. Hewitt gets hit in the face. And now looks to drive, and now the foul will be called. It'll be against the Padres, number 24, Seth Bartlett. Typical of WCAL play, a very frenetic pace here early in the game.
Also, I think that, especially as they've gotten into league here, I've seen both teams play once, and they move without the ball extremely well tonight. It's not just a case standing around.
Padre basketball on that exchange. The Lancers couldn't get the shot off and then had an errant pass. And they're trying to clean up some popcorn over there.
Both coaches have been using their bench quite a bit too, early here in the quarter.
Trying to keep the players fresh out there. There is an intensity in the WCAL that, frankly, you just don't see in other leagues. And it can wear a player down. Mahoney gives off, shot in the way by War. War hits it, he's fouled at town.
Sort of nice ball. Again, the movement without the ball is the key. It isn't the guy with the ball as much as the guys without the ball and how well they move.
Got him with the body after the shot.
I think that, as the game goes on, both teams are going to have to be very, very good and very disciplined about not leaving their feet when a guy takes a shot. Go ahead and contest the shot with a hand up, but stay down.
Moore is 3 for 3 from the free throw line. He's got 5 points on the night. Backcourt pressure by the Padres. A 4-point Padre lead. 30 seconds to go in the quarter. Shot attempt is no good. Rebounded by Seth Bartlett. Roa brings it up. Nettles with the ball, gives to Roa. A travel will be called against the Padres on Frank Lemos. It'll be Lancer basketball, 3.8 seconds to go here in the opening quarter.
Got a little bit happy feet again, like you said earlier, Paul. He feels that clock winding down and wants to move before he actually has the ball.
Not going to get a half-court shot on the way, but it's going to be well short. And we have one in the books. The Padres in the lead, 13-9.
Ever since we moved to the United States, Palo Alto Medical Foundation has been taking care of our health. We love our doctor. She is always ready to listen to us and is very professional and answers all our questions and is very reassuring. PAMF has been there not just for my own family, but for the whole community, whether they're seeing patients or providing doctors for our free medical clinic.
Second quarter action just about to get underway. You see some of the throngs that are here tonight for this Serra Padre game.
It's always fun to play in front of a big crowd for the kids, you know.
Yeah.
I tell you, it's tougher for coaches because it's tougher to communicate with the kids, but I think it's about the environment, and this is what they work all season for, is to play in a game like this.
Right. I mean, you like seeing the crowd backing your kids too. You know, it's fun to have that home court advantage. Padre basketball, they work it down low. First put up is no good by Brown. The Lancers come out with it. Lewis with the ball. Lewis looks to drive, stops. Shot on the way is no good by Garrett. Padres rebound. Mahoney quickly up the floor. Gets it to Watkins. Watkins, nice drive, and then is fouled as he comes in.
Notice Watkins pretty well built up upstairs there. He's, you know, and he's going to try to take advantage of the smaller St. Francis guards. See him back down. And again, you got to keep those hands back when you're on defense. Keep using your feet, but keep your hands back. Keep them up and back, and you won't get called for that foul.
Watkins gets the first one to go. Can't get the second. Rebounded underneath by Mahanovic. Lewis will bring it up. Stolen away. Great anticipation by Watkins. Watkins comes in to drive. He's fouled. He'll go to the line again.
See, Francis going to have to continue to strive to move without the ball and not be standing still. When you missed a little bit on that replay, but when you're standing still or move casually rather than breaking hard, that's when the defense has the edge and will step in front and take the ball.
You got to go to the ball sometimes too.
Exactly.
You can't just sit back and. Good ball movement by the Lancers. Pauldie will send it down, settle it down. Cross court. Good defense by the Padres. Jump ball is called. It was almost a mugging.
That's where, you know, you have, as an offensive player in those situations, when you see the double team coming, you've got to back away from that double team and quickly try to split it with a pass. Easier said than done. It's easier for me to say here. because it happens so quickly.
Yeah.
It looks like the Padres are up-tempoed a little bit with regards on the defensive end. You can see they're pressuring the guard. They've been pressuring the point guard the whole game, but now they're starting to pressure just about every pass.
And their quickness on defense, they're looking good on defense. Shot clock violation against the Lancers. So that's just a testament to the defense by the Padres. Padre basketball, Danny Mahoney brings it up. Shot on the way by Watkins, he hits it. Sean Watkins has 9 points. The Padres have 19. They lead by 10. Turnover again by the Lancers. Noah Stapes couldn't get rid of the ball.
And again, though, we talked earlier about, Paul, the ability of the players out away from the ball to move effectively, create leads or screen for each other so that the guy with the ball has someone to get rid of it too, because otherwise you end up playing one-on-one basketball, and that would be to Serra's, Serra's with their pressure, it'd be to their advantage.
Spin move, shot is blocked in the key, blocked by Frazier, but the Lancers throw it away.
Frazier does a nice job. See how he keeps his hands straight up and down, doesn't reach, and therefore doesn't foul, and gets a piece of the ball. And unfortunately, it didn't pay off for St. Francis, but excellent defense there.
Nice little move there, and a shot up and in by Jimmy Warrer. Warrer has 7 points. And a timeout called by St. Francis. KMVT Sports would like to thank our all sports presenting sponsor, the Palo Alto Medical Foundation, part of the Sutter Health Network. Choose your PAMP doctor today. And to look at the standings here, Coach.
Well, you can see St. Francis is an outstanding preseason. Now, these reflect their overall records, and you can see most of the teams in WCL had quite a preseason.
Yeah.
And did very well. It speaks for how strong the league is.
Yeah, so when you only have one team that's under 500, everybody with winning records, that's a testament to the WCAL.
Absolutely.
And that's usually true year in and year out.
Yep.
Is it still hard sometimes are there some schools that just won't play WCAL, so they just don't want to really put them on the...
And I think that the WCL teams will often look to play, outside of the section in the preseason, only because they realize that there may not be teams willing to step up and play.
Right.
There are certainly some, like Serra and Burlingame play every year, and St. Francis played the Independence tournament, and there are always those teams are, but I think that they play as many out-of-section teams in the preseason. For instance, Serra won the De La Salle tournament at De La Salle.
Wow.
And with a very convincing win over De La Salle, was a perennial power. They won in the championship game of that tournament by 13. So, I think the WCL teams are not afraid to challenge opponents from other sections. And it's good preparation for league.
Well, and it's a testament that the Padres can go on the road and win, and they're showing a little bit of that tonight. Blocked by the hoop is that shot by Frazier, and then it's knocked out of bounds.
Tough one there. Yeah, the great out-of-bounds play, executed perfectly, and just doesn't pay off. He took a good shot, and just didn't go in.
Mahoney brings it up. Oh, nice pass underneath. The shot doesn't go for Watkins. Coach Rapp wants a foul on it, didn't get it. Frazier goes the length of the court, lays it up and in, his first points of the night, but quickly Mahoney comes back down. Comes in, Watkins drives in. The Lancers try to draw the foul, there's a whistle, and it's going to be called against Frazier. And Frazier vehemently disagrees, and he may have an argument.
Tough call there. So this is after Serra had their shot missed and St. Francis went back down and scored. I think that a tough call there. It might have been a makeup call from the previous end. I think that Mahoney might have gotten fouled on the previous shot that he took. But that's unfair for Frazier, to be honest with you, because he picks up his third foul when that really wasn't his foul, in my opinion.
And he never moved. He was just standing there.
And that's tough for St. Francis because Frazier's one of their better defenders.
Right. Watkins hits them both. He's got 11 points now, and there's still 4 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the half. Lancer basketball. Giuseppe Benedetti to inbound it. Benedetti, one of the sophomores on the team.
You can see how hard Serra's making Lewis work every time he brings the ball up the floor. That wears you down by the fourth quarter.
Pass out of bounds. Lancer's arguing it was tipped, but there's no call, and it'll be Padre basketball. The Lancers trail by 12. A whistle.
Got to watch it again. The hands reaching around and becoming a little bit problematic there, and obviously he's putting Serra on the line. At 19 fouls on St. Francis now, and almost in the double bonus. And Serra's a pretty darn good free throw shooting team. So
and Casey Douglas now has 3 fouls. That's 2 Lancers with 3 fouls already. We're not even at halftime. We're not even halfway through the second quarter.
Absolutely.
Brown hits the first. The Padres have taken 13 foul shots already here in the first half. The Lancers have taken 2.
And that's not a case of the referees being, it's just the fact St. Francis is not forcing Serra. It's like right there, they've got away with one right there, but St. Francis got to get themselves to the line by, continually moving without the ball, and making efficient passes, and getting Serra to have to make bad decisions on defense.
Stefan Nettles hit with the foul. That'll put the Lancers into the bonus. Joe Mahanovic to the line to shoot 1-1. Mahanovic hits the first. And the second. Just under 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Mahoney with the ball. It's to Watkins. Watkins looks to drive, now pushes back, gives it to Mahoney. Nice backdoor pass. The layup is good by Nettles.
Took advantage of the defender watching the ball, and once he saw his head turn and watch the ball, the offensive player goes back door. Great play by Serra.
Padres are out hustling the Lancers here. So far in this ball game, drive, and a foul is going to be called. It's going to be against Watkins.
The good news is right now is that St. Francis is getting to the free throw line now, and by doing so, they're also, using the best of the clock. The clock stops, and
right. Noah Stapes at the line. When you get to the line, you need to make them. 13-point lead for the Padres. Watkins gets it back out to Mahoney. Foul against the Padres, Seth Bartlett.
And it's not unusual that, with 2 minutes left in the half, as physical and as intense as this has been, that all of a sudden fatigue starts setting in and you start reaching, you start doing a few things that become fouls instead of moving efficiently like you did earlier in the game.
Stapes with the ball. Stapes looks to drive, dishes it out. Shot on the way is...
Not a great choice there, just a little bit impatient.
A foul will be called against the Lancers. Witt reached in and grabbed the shirt.
This is a big point in the game where they've got to keep their composure. Keep their composure, keep on playing. There's going to be good choices, bad choices. And
Danny Mahoney to shoot 2, as it was the 10th team foul against the Lancers, so it's double bonus now. Mahoney misses the second, so a chance for the Lancers to come back. And a reach in on Mahoney, probably some frustration after missing the free throw.
And again, like we said, that could be a little bit of frustration. Okay, you missed the free throws on the other end, and you're going to make a big play, but you don't do it with your feet. Instead of moving your feet, you reach. And that's the last thing they want to do at this point. Both teams in double bonus.
Lewis hits the first. Chuck Rapp gradually getting the substitutions in that he wants to. Lewis hits them both. An 11-point lead now. See if the Lancers can get a stop here and try to cut further into that lead. Rohrer shot is good.
Again, great movement without the ball, a little backdoor cut, and great body control on that jump stop. Great body balance on the shot.
Rohrer has 9 points now for the Padres. Lewis looks to drive in the paint, takes a little short jumper, can't get it to go. Rebounded by Mahoney. Stripped away, but Watkins has the ball now. Watkins will go ahead and work against Witt, and Witt's going to be hit for the foul.
Witt's got to be a little bit more patient. Again, you saw he wanted to be aggressive defensively, but he puts his hand completely around the defender. Again, instead of playing defense with his feet and keeping his hands back.
Watkins can't get the second one to go. Watkins has 12 points on the night for the Padres. Tripaldi up top, looks for the screen. Looks to drive, comes in, two-step drop. Shot up is good. Matthew Tripaldi has 5 points. Quickly down the floor, nice pass to War, lays it up and in.
That's created by Watkins. Rohr running the floor hard, and Watkins having great vision of the whole floor and pushing the ball up with the pass.
Watkins is a solid basketball player. Not the biggest kid on the court, but boy, he plays He plays smart basketball.
Again, good call by the official. 33 puts his hands out. That's Brown put his hands out. And in front, put your hands on the dribbler. And that is an emphasis area in the rule book this year.
Tripaldi to shoot 2. A minute 3 to go here in the half. It's a 14-point lead for the Padres. Tripaldi hits the second. Mahoney looks to drive, goes to the hoop, lays it up, and in. He's fouled. It counts. Danny Mahoney's first field goal of the night.
And again, that was created by the other Serra players not standing still. They're moving and leaving him an area to go ahead and go to the rack. That caused the rotation by St. Francis, and the rotation wasn't quick enough, and he ended up fouling him.
They cleared that whole area out for Mahoney. Mahoney can't get it to go. Rebounded, pulled out of there by Noah Stapes. Chris Lewis brings it up. Tripaldi with it. Tripaldi is fouled on the reach-in as Nettles got hit with the foul.
I know I sound like a broken record again, but playing defense with your feet as opposed to getting too anxious and reaching. And again, it's the half is winding down and people are starting to fatigue. That happens more often than it should. Certainly St. Francis taking advantage of it by getting themselves to the free throw line quite a bit in the second part of this quarter. Last 4 minutes, been in the free throw line quite a few times.
They have.
Which is what they need to do to get back in the game.
Tripaldi hits the second. Shot clock is off. Mahoney brings it up. Mahoney content to run the clock down. We're down to 12 seconds. Under 10. Mahoney takes a 3. Can't get it to go. Off back iron. Hustle. Tripaldi has it. Tripaldi's going to need to put up a shot. A reach and a foul. Oh, my.
I'm sure Coach Rapp's not too happy with that possession, nor with the result of the long rebound. Again, you can see Serra not being able to get their feet in front of the offensive player coming down the floor. But the mistake was made in taking the shot way too early and leaving too much time to come down the floor.
And then Tripaldi was off balance, and the reach-in was an unnecessary foul.
Absolutely.
And Cravalho picks up his third foul right before the end of the half. There's only 0.3 of a second to go, and allow the Lancers to cut into the lead. Hits them both. And down the full court, nothing doing. We are at halftime. The Serra Padres here at Lancertown leading 34-22.
As a busy mom of 3 kids, I find it extremely convenient to access My Health Online. My Health Online's messaging service allows me to keep in close contact with our doctor.
Being able to email the doctor with questions gave us assurance that they do take an interest in the patients. That's why we've been with PAN for more than 10 years and keep adding members, the newest member.
KMVT15 is your community media center We are here to provide hands-on training, equipment, and resources to you to express your voice over many distribution platforms. So when you think of KMVT15, remember we have a full production facility, production truck, and an award-winning staff here to support your needs.
Second half just about to get underway here, and the Padres have the basketball and the lead. Paul Cunningham joined by Coach Steve Filios, and the Padres completely out hustling the Lancers so far tonight. First hoop by Trevor Brown, and we'll see if the Lancers could come rally back here in the second half. Stapes takes a three, gets it. That was Stapes' first free throw.
Probably dribbled a little bit too much for my blood, but you know, he did make Serra pay for it.
Yeah. His first three-pointer, his first field goal of the night. I'm sorry, I said free throw. His first field goal, and it's a three.
Oh, St. Francis coming out in a little zone action here.
All right, it's changing things up.
And it's not a bad choice, especially Serra's movement was hurting them.
Alley-oop is no good, trying to go to Mahoney. Now they quickly come up the floor. Three attempt on the way. No good by Tripaldi. Allows the Padres to come right back up the floor and get the two by Danny Mahoney. Mahoney has 6 points on the night. Might have wanted to set up on that last possession rather than take the three. Tripaldi in trouble, and he's fouled.
Good call by the official, and again, you got to keep your hands back. Watkins got a little bit overly aggressive, anxious.
Thought we had, yeah, we just showed the reach in on the replay.
Oh.
There it is.
Watkins released a little bit early on that replay. You can see that once he saw that his teammate was going to have the rebound, he was gone.
Watkins has 2 fouls on the night now. He picked up his second on that last foul. Frazier with the ball. Frazier looks to drive, comes in off the paint, can't get it to go. Watkins is everywhere. Comes down with the rebound. Now he'll push it up the floor. He'll look to go all the way, puts up an off-balance shot. He's fouled, and he'll go to the line.
And I believe that's the fourth on Frazier.
Oh boy, if it's on Frazier, that would be, yes.
Yep, and that's a tough one again, because he's the guy that does a lot of the little stuff for St. Francis. That senior experience and rebounds, dives on loose balls, you know. His presence in the paint as well as out on the perimeter. So
they'll get him out now. Yeah, yep. Mahanovic in for Frazier.
They don't have much choice, and you got to, you know, Watkins did a good job of creating the contact, and Frazier didn't really reach there, but again, he didn't keep his feet moving, you know, and it's tough.
Long three attempt is good by Tripaldi.
Well, in watching St. Francis earlier this year, they are not shy about putting up the three ball.
Well, but clearly Tripaldi is.
And they're efficient at it if they have their feet set, you know, and in a rhythm. So that must be his rhythm.
That's, and his distance. That was a long three. Stutter step and a travel against the Padres. Take a look at that three.
You can see his feet are facing the rim. He's got it in his comfort zone, lined it up, measured it.
He was almost out by the circle. Three on the way, no good.
See, that's a little bit of impatience there. He wasn't set.
Great pass down court by Mahoney. The layup by War. War has 13 points now. The Padres an excellent passing team.
Yes, they are. They put the ball where it's supposed to be put 90% of the time. You know, it's not just passing a pass. It's putting it where the receiver can do something with the basketball.
Tripaldi couldn't get that three to go. It goes out of bounds to the Padres.
as you're mentioning too, Paul, they have great vision. They're looking up the floor as opposed to just throwing the ball around. They're looking for the pass to create something farther up the floor.
Mahoney for a three, hits it.
Well, that's not good news for the Lancers. With Mahoney's been struggling the whole game, and now he's starting to light it up there.
And a timeout called by St. Francis. A break in the action, 4:42 to go here in the third quarter. We'd like to say thanks to the Palo Alto Medical Foundation for their continued support of KMVT's high school sports coverage. The Padres are in the lead by 16, 44-28. Shot of some of the crowd here tonight. The Lancer cheering section.
And they are enthusiastic. You would think this is a 2-point game as opposed to a 16-point game right now, but I'll say this, St. Francis can get back in the game because they can shoot the three if they take the, find the shooter when they're in efficient positions.
Yeah, you can't rush a three.
And this kind of thing, and here's a foul again, play with your feet and not reach. And that's going to be the same, down the road, that's going to be helpful if St. Francis gets themselves to the line without using clock and getting free shots.
Fouls on Trevor Brown. It's his fourth foul. Seth Bartlett will come in his place. Tripaldi with the ball. Stapes takes a long three, gets the front iron, rebounded by Mahoney. Mahoney goes the distance, lays it up, can't get it to go. Rebounded underneath by Hewitt. Stapes almost goes over and back. Coach Rapp wanted the call. Stapes was going to lose control of the ball. A scramble for it, and a whistle and a timeout called by Coach Motil.
I think a good timeout. Needs to settle the team down just a little bit. They're moving a little bit too fast and not as quite as efficient as they were earlier in the game.
It's a short 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here as you point out, Coach Motil was trying to settle his team down and get into an offense.
Get a little bit sloppy, and again, Serra's defense can make you do that. They're very aggressive and you try to make them pay for aggressive defense, but at the same time, it doesn't mean you want to go faster. You want to be efficient with it, with the choices you make, whether it's with a pass or with a dribble.
So Stapes and Stapes not afraid to put up threes.
No, he's not.
No. And neither is Tripaldi. Both of them underclass. I mean, Tripaldi a junior, Stapes only a sophomore. So
they have several players that have not had the opportunity tonight as well. Serra's, smothering defense has made it much tougher to get the ball off.
Garrett with a fadeaway jumper, can't get it to go. Tipped around, Mahoney tries to tip it out, and Stapes comes down with it. Lancers have another chance. Tripaldi for a three, can't get it to go. Tipped around, out of bounds. It's Lancer basketball. Noah Stapes to inbound it. The official asked him to move the cheering section back because Stapes actually has to take it out of bounds from that side.
This gym is rather cozy that way.
He is.
Fans get up close and personal.
It's a very intimate setting which has served the Lancers well over the years. A lob pass attempt into Hewitt. He is intercepted by the Padres and then a reach in by Hewitt.
Again, just got to keep those hands back. I sound like a broken record, and I apologize for that. But again, play defense with your feet. You have a size advantage over almost every position. Just make them have to shoot over you and make them make the mistake rather than reaching and giving it, in the long run, giving them an advantage.
3:20 to go here in the third quarter. Rebounded underneath by Stapes. Three attempt on the way is no good. Follow by Garrett. Garrett will dish it off to Tripaldi. And a foul will be called against the Padres. It is on Seth Bartlett. That's his third foul. He'll quickly come out of the game. And Stefan Nettles will come in. Actually, they leave him in. They took out Corey Carvalho. Shot is up and good. Brian Garrett, his first 2 of the night.
Good body balance on his shot on that one.
Nice spin move. The shot is up and no good by Watkins. They scramble for the ball and a foul will be called in the backcourt.
Looks like that'd be Bartlett's 4th foul.
So he picks up 2 quick fouls here in the last minute. And now Bartlett will come out, and Trevor Brown will come in his place.
And I believe Trevor Brown has 4, doesn't he?
He's up to, yes, he does. So maybe
we'll have
that's
to watch
the way.
that because they're the few guys of size that they have.
Spin move, pass straight to Mahoney.
2 bad decisions in a row there, unfortunately. Garrett turned his back on the defense, and then as in the spin move was already giving the ball away without seeing where the defender was, and then obviously Tripaldi fouling the guy going the other way, so using his hands.
Matthew Tripaldi's foul, his 2nd foul. Long 3 on the way is no good by Warrer. Lancer ball, Tripaldi with it. Mahanovic can't get it to go. Rebounded by Mahoney.
See France trying to take advantage of the height advantage there, but unfortunately came a little bit short on the shot. It was not a bad decision, though.
A whistle and a timeout called by Chuck Rapp. Coach Rapp would like to take that back as Warrer got it and had a man wide open underneath, but a timeout. It is 1:36 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 44-30, Junipero Serra Padres.
We have a job to do out here today.
To be a winning team, you have to work like a winning team.
My team depends on me.
And my team is 50,000 strong. Looks like a lot of work's going into this.
This is what it feels like to be part of a team.
A winning team.
The action team.
Get in on the action at actionteam.org. Are you in?
Padres about to break their huddle and we'll get play back underway. It will be Serra High School ball. Alec Roa to inbound. Mahoney underneath. Puts the shot up, can't get it to go, tipped around, and a foul will be called against Serra. And it looks like it'll be on Nettles. And it will, Stefan Nettles. His 3rd foul. So the Padres definitely in foul trouble with several players. It's their 5th team foul. Lewis to bring it up. Down low, the put-up is no good, but a foul called as Hewitt spun to the hoop, trying to take advantage of that size. And
very
point
efficient,
out, they
very
need to
efficient
do that.
choice at that point. The little high to low pass, great. Hewitt got nice and low and wide, where only he can receive the ball. You'll notice he posts up very nicely, low and wide. Take advantage of his height. He's got himself to the free throw line. He's only a sophomore, Paul, so I mean that will become, you know, as he continues to play, you know, I'm not saying it's going to happen this year, but over the next couple of years, you're going to see him doing that a lot, and he's not bad facing the basket either. So he's going to be a force at that size.
Well, and now they've got two of their big guys with 4 fouls, and they've got to start getting it down to him and foul these guys out to get their only height out of the game and really try to take advantage. It's a 12-point lead now, 1:10 to go in the third quarter. Hewitt. Roa with the ball. Three on the way is good. Oh my, Sean Watkins.
I'll tell you what, that's tough. St. Francis defended that about as best they could, and you know, falling away from 3. What are you going to say?
And then a foul away from the ball by Seth Bartlett, and I believe that's his 5th.
I think they're calling a double foul on him and Hewitt, and of course that's Bartlett's 5th. So the two of them have been kind of pushing and shoving the last couple times, the last 30 seconds or so away from the ball, and I think the referee saw enough.
So Bartlett out of the game. He leaves with no points, but was a solid defender for the Padres. Lewis with the ball.
Oh, that's a
Lewis
foul.
is fouled on the way to the hoop. Foul will be against Alec Roa. So the Padres piling up the fouls, and the Lancers now in the bonus. Christopher Lewis will go to the line to shoot 1 and 1. Lewis is 2 for 2 from the line tonight for the Lancers.
Again, this is perfect for St. Francis in the fact they continue to draw fouls and get themselves to the free throw line now. You know, without the clock moving, they can get themselves back in the game.
And with the Padres in foul trouble,
exactly.
I mean, they've got everything's working in their favor right now to mount a comeback. And now they get the ball on the turnover. Padres couldn't come down with it. It'll be Lancer basketball. So a real good chance to cut into the lead here.
Absolutely.
Garrett with the ball. To Lewis, tough defense up top. Mahanovic looks to drive and slides and travels.
Couldn't take advantage there, but we'll see how they do defensively. If they can get a stop here, and not, if, you know, even if Serra runs out the clock for the quarter, it would be if they can just keep Serra from scoring, it'd be a feather in their cap and get them off to a good start in the fourth quarter, possibly.
Mahoney with the ball.
It looks like they're using the zone.
6 seconds to go in the quarter. Mahoney looks to drive. Fishes underneath, layup is good. Nice move, nice pass. And Trevor Brown converts. We have played 3.
Again, look at Serra's patience against the zone. Penetrate through the zone, that means somebody's got to pick him up, and lack of vision on the backside. And that's a tough thing when you're zoning. You have to have vision of the baseline cutters, and they just didn't see that.
And great job by Mahoney to get him the ball. 3 quarters in the books, a 49-33 Serra Padre lead. Shot of the Lancer band there as we're getting ready to start the fourth quarter. The Padres have outscored the Lancers every quarter. First quarter 13-9, second 21-13, and the third quarter 15-11. So they've just continued to increase their lead each quarter. 16-point lead at the moment.
I'm impressed with your math, Paul.
And that's a great compliment coming from a math teacher.
Serra did a nice job defensively, taking away all the passing angles, and then bailed St. Francis out by, you know, when they really Chris Lewis had nowhere to go, but again reaching and pushing him, and rather than using their feet, now they, you know, that this is the St. Francis advantage. They've got to take advantage of this now of getting the free throw line and making Serra pay.
And on the next foul, it will be a double bonus for the Lancers. So again, if the Lancers get a little bit of patience, and just start chipping away at this lead, and more importantly, get stops at the other end.
Exactly.
Warrer with the ball. Warrer has it tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Serra. Bryson Carbonell in the game. Now Bryson Carbonell out of the game, and Matthew Tripaldi back in. Mahoney with the ball. Turnaround jumper wide open is no good by Corey Carvalho. Lewis pushes it up. Back to Stapes. Stapes looks to drive and throws a floater in, and unable to convert is Hewitt as he couldn't get the ball. Back the other way, the Padres control it. Good hustle by Watkins, a whistle, and the foul's going to be on Tripaldi. It's the third foul against Tripaldi. 7:07 to go in the game.
St. Francis back to man-to-man. You notice Frazier's back in the game. Hopefully he can stay in the game.
Pass underneath, blocked underneath by Hewitt. Fight for the ball, and a traveling call against the Padres. Frazier to inbound for the Lancers. Frazier with the ball, gives to Lewis. They look to double team Lewis. Now they drop back. Shot on the way by Lewis is good.
Tough shot.
Lewis's first field goal of the night. He's got 7 points and a timeout called by the Serra Padres. KMVT thanks our sponsor, the Palo Alto Medical Foundation, for bringing you this season of high school sports coverage. Choose your PAMP doctor today. And take another look at that last play.
That's a little bit of one-on-one action, but again, he's got his feet set, good body balance, and it must be a shot he's very confident with. That's a tough shot, but it went down, and that's good for the Lancers right now. That's what they need.
That's what they need.
The good part about it is trying to penetrate and get, if he doesn't get, the shot off, possibly gets fouled, and again, trying to get to the line.
Well, and as you point out, now they've got, as we talked about, it's 9 team fouls on Serra. One more puts them into the double bonus. 6.5 minutes to go, and there's some Padres in serious foul trouble that you can mount a comeback, but it's got to be tempered with some patience.
Exactly.
You're not going to come back on one shot.
Exactly.
But they have cut into the lead. It's only a 12-point lead now. Padres about to break their huddle.
I think a lot of the pressure is on Serra's 3 guards, and Mahoney, Watkins, and Warrer, and they've got to be starting to get tired as well.
Yeah. So Padre basketball, Warrer to inbound. They get it to Mahoney. Oh, and a foul against,
Ooh. That could have gone either way.
Yeah.
And I think the reason it went on Serra is the fact that they were moving.
Okay.
He didn't get his feet set on that on ball. So the initial movement is what got called, because certainly I think Tripaldi got a little bit lucky on that one. He went exactly innocent.
Yeah, he did get very lucky on that one. A whistle and a foul early on. The foul will be against Watkins.
Again, that's another emphasis area by the officials this year that they've already announced beforehand is when on the postman with the ball, you cannot shove him in the back. You can't.
Okay.
So those are two emphasis areas, you know, hand on the driver or the dribbler, or hand on the postman when he has the basketball from behind.
Stapes hits the first free throw. He's got 5 points on the night. It's the second. So a 16-point lead is now a 10-point lead for the Padres. As the Lancers continue to chip away, the Padres have yet to score here in the fourth quarter. Reach in, Mahoney able to hang on to it though. They're content to run clock, which when you got the lead, you can afford to do that. Mahoney gives back, they'll work it around. Three attempt on the way is good. Corey Cravalho, his first points of the night.
I was going to say, I can't remember him shooting earlier. The very efficient use of the shot clock that time.
Yes. Lewis loses a handle out the back door, and then a foul will be called against Tripaldi.
Serra's probably upset that they made that call. They had an uncontested layup.
Another look at the three for the Padres. They got it to the corner, and Cravalho.
But I think the key to that was very efficiently using the shot clock, moving the ball from side to side on the court, making the St. Francis defense shift and getting an open shot.
Mahoney brings it up, and the Padres will run some more clock. 5 minutes to go in the game. Nice, oh, and they push it back out. Three on the way is no good. Hewitt almost has it. It's tipped out of his hands. It will be Lancer basketball.
But again, even though it's a missed shot, Paul, that's a good use of possession. They noticed the ball went side to side at least 3, maybe 4 times and used the shot clock efficiently. And now it's down in the 4-minute range.
Lewis brings it up. A reach-in foul, it'll be against Watkins, and that's a player they can't afford to lose.
And again, you can see his disgust with himself and the fact that, again, he got a little bit impatient. He doesn't need to do that. They are ahead.
Watkins has 4 fouls now. Mahanovic to the line, hits the first. Mahanovic 5 for 5 from the line tonight. All of his points have come at the stripe. Can't get the second one. Rebounded underneath by Trevor Brown. Mahoney brings it up. Good ball movement by the Padres, and a foul will be called.
And why was the foul called, Paul? Because he put his hands out?
Didn't move his feet, didn't put his hands out.
I'm sorry, it sounded like a broken record again, huh?
No, but you're absolutely right. Trevor Brown to shoot 1-on-1. Hits the first. Brown hits them both.
I think Coach Rapp is taking both kids that had 4 fouls out right now, see if he can save them for a couple more minutes, because he does need those 2 in the last 2 minutes.
Good move by Coach Rapp. He's been around the block a few times.
Yes, he has.
Hewitt with the ball. Hewitt just head and shoulders above anybody on the floor right now.
Literally.
Literally, and I'm just a little surprised they don't try to get him the ball down low.
Possibly go back to that high-low action they had a little bit earlier would be very prudent.
Well, and with 4 fouls, with the foul trouble the Padres have, you think you'd want to hammer on that. Mahoney to bring it up, a 14-point lead for the Padres. Nettles with the ball. Mahoney looks to drive, pulls up, takes a short jumper and hits it. Danny Mahoney picking up some slack while Sean Watkins is out of the game. He's got 11 points on the night, does Mahoney. Long three attempt on the way is good. Noah Stapes hits the three.
Well, that's certainly going to help them a little bit, huh?
And another look at it.
Notice this again, it must be one of his favorite moves, that crossover to his left hand and then pull back with his right, back into the wheelhouse. Certainly his feet in good position and on balance.
A timeout called by the Serra Padres. 3:35 to go in the game. It is 56-43 Serra. Shot of a future freshman. I don't think he's old enough to be a freshman yet.
And notice he's got the healthy drink in his hand too. He's got the Gatorade there.
Mahoney brings it up. Gets it to Warrer. Working against the Lancers zone. An errant pass. The Lancers try to come up with it. They can't. Padres come away again. They're just bodies everywhere. Mahoney will take the three and hit it. Danny Mahoney is turning into a wrecking crew here in the second half. He's got 10 points here in the second. Hewitt looks to go baseline. Now gives it up. Mapes for three, no. Long down court pass, down to Mahoney, spin move, layup good. Danny Mahoney has 12 in the second half, 16 on the game. It's now an 18-point lead for the Padres. Again, the Lancers sort of standing around on offense. Stapes with the drive, can't get it to go. Rebounded by Warrer. Warrer up top. The Padres doing a good job just running the clock. Under 2 minutes to go now in the game. Mahoney gets a pass away, and it is finally recovered by the Lancers. Stapes is going to take the three, can't get it to go, and a scramble forward, rebound, shot, put back, no good by Witt, and brought down underneath by Trevor Brown.
St. Francis is in a position right now where they have to take the three, and unfortunately it's not falling.
It's just not yet, or it's not hitting it tonight.
Serra's going to use up this clock.
Well, with that big a lead, they're pretty much, the Lancers understand and they realize they drive to the hoop, blocked by the backboard is Brown. Brown goes up again, and now the foul will be called. Trevor Brown will go to the free throw line to shoot two. There's a minute 14 to go in the game. Better look. That was the Mahoney two earlier. There was a great putback is missed by Mahoney, and I'm sorry, there was no foul on the play. It was just knocked out of bounds. Quickly to Mahanovic. Hewitt is pushed from behind, no whistle. The putback is up by Mahanovic.
No hurry. Padres should not be in a hurry.
Official timeout.
Looks like there's something on the floor.
Yeah, floor's a little bit wet. They just want to get it cleaned up. Safety first. This game is brought to you with help from our presenting sponsor, the Palo Alto Medical Foundation, a Sutter Health affiliate. Choose your PAMP doctor today. Not tomorrow, today. Sean Watkins back into the game for the Padres. Looks to drive, lays it up, can't get it to go, but he's fouled and he'll go to the line.
Lancers are not going to win this game, but you know, again, a WCL contest like this is a learning experience, you know, and especially with 4 sophomores playing quite a bit of the time, it's going to be good for them, you know,
absolutely,
as far as their development as they,
down
you know,
the road,
it's only the second game of league, you know, they've got 12 more to go, and certainly it'll be an experience that hopefully they profit from.
Watkins hits them both. He's got 18 points on the night. And the Padres will clear their bench. Curtis Witt brings it up for the Lancers. Witt dishes it to Mahanovic, and he'll lay it up and in. 25 seconds to go. Shot clock is off. Nettles with the ball. Gets it to Roa. Two seconds, 1 second, and that will do it. And the Serra Padres come down here to Raskob Memorial, a very tough gym to come down into, and they come away with a convincing 63-47 victory over the St. Francis Lancers. And Coach Filios, the Padres look very good.
They are good. They are solid, and you can see that. I think, you know, one of the cases, that 3 tandem backcourt of guards showed their experience and their poise, and I think, you know, that was probably the difference in the game.
So that will do it for us here at the Raskob Memorial. We'd like to thank our producer-director, Bobby Chastain, our camera crew of Tim Erskine, Ted Milkey, Linda Weider, Joe Einholt, Karen Solheim, Lynette Liu. Special thanks to St. Francis High School for allowing us to bring you this game, and to Joe Schramm for always being there to help us with stats and whatnot. For all of us here at KMVT, for my good friend Coach Steve Filios, I'm Paul Cunningham. We'll see you next time.